I'm a small buy-to-let investor with 2 properties, 1 currently vacant. My letting agent telling me he has a prospective tenant but wishes to occupy the property with a dog. Previous leases I've issued have precluded pets. My agent says I should accept, as it's probably going to be that the government is about to outlaw the prohibition of pets in residential lets. Is this correct? And it doesn't seem to be possible to charge a higher deposit, as the government was recommending, to cover potential damage and cleaning and that sort of thing, as I've already set the deposit at the maximum of 5 weeks. Now, I really don't want animals in my property. Any advice, please?
If you look at the proposed reforms, it is very likely, and there's been huge campaigning around it, it's very likely that we will see it become unlawful to refuse a pet unless you have reasonable grounds for doing so. So, for example, if you're in a property that's a HMO, possibly, you might be able to refuse a pet in there if you've got others with allergies. So it comes down to the type of animal in the particular property. That's one thing to consider. Very different if you're talking about, a nice Labrador as opposed to, I don't know, trying to not think of a wild example like a lion in a flat, but it does come down to whether that pet is suitable for that particular property. This is all when you're talking about the reforms, and I have no doubt that it's coming in. It's been huge campaigning around it, like I say. So
for or against?
I think most people for. If I'm completely honest, as a lawyer, I don't see the concern with it. We do huge amounts of claims for landlords dealing with damage to property. Very rare that I can tell you that damage is caused by an animal. It's caused by tenants. And so I think, the things you can do now to protect yourself is whilst it's not unlawful, is to get pet referencing, speak to a previous landlord. Are they a good pet owner? And I know there's no science to it. I can see it. And I think one of the positives about the reforms is they are looking at the tenant fee ban, because at the moment it's not a permitted payment to require a tenant to take out an extra insurance policy for pets. Looking at changing that so it goes hand in hand. They say that it's unlawful to refuse, but actually you can require a tenant to have an insurance policy in place that would encourage agents, landlords to be in control of and take the payment from the tenant. Otherwise, saying to a tenant, you take out a policy and they can cancel at any time. But I don't see the big concern with pets. I don't see that many claims, no.
There's quite a big building down here where they allowed it in anticipation of the law changing, and they're wishing they hadn't. They say that it's absolutely overrun with animals now. It smells like a kennel. This is a place where flats are costing sort of anywhere between £8,000 and £3 million.
You'd expect there for it to be prohibited by the terms of the lease. So that's what as a landlord, the first thing I'd be doing is going and checking my lease and making sure that it's not prohibited.
But surely your freeholder can't issue a lease that prohibits them, and you're obliged to issue a lease, a sublease that does.
No, they can, and that would be one of your reasonable grounds for refusal, by saying, look, it's a leasehold property. My lease states that I can't allow pets, and I can't. Otherwise, I run the risk of forfeiture.
That's a good excuse. I've got a feeling they're going to wish somebody told them.